Once again, thank you for allowing me to make this presentation for you today. Today, we are going to talk about why I feel there is a need for video games in the educational process. What benefit do they have? One thing, give you a little background. First of all, my name is TMFoughty. This is for University of Phoenix COMM 218 Week 5 class. I have a little bit about me. I've worked for the city of Columbus in IT for the last 15 years. I've also have been in a couple different schools outside of once I graduated high school. And one thing I have found is when you get to some of the subjects like math, chemistry, it's very boring, very dry, it's very hard. Some people do not like it. But I'm also a father of 2 young children, one being a 6-year-old boy who runs my battery down on my phone constantly playing Angry Birds. So when I was growing up as a young child, we had computers and game console. I started off with a Commodore 64 and an Atari and went up from there. We play games all the time, especially during the winter time, rainy days, and I do believe that there needs to be a balance. Some games are pure entertainment. Other can have some educational value. One thing working with my son is that their school uses a site that they play math games, and this is his kindergarten year, and from the time he started kindergarten to now, his math skill, it's amazed me how quickly he has learned, how much he has learned. And part of that is due to the fact of he's playing games on the computer, thinking that he's getting away with, because he plays games at school, and he comes home and plays games, and he doesn't realize that he's learning. So there's a real need for educational video games. It also develops hand-eye coordination. I firmly believe that. But I also firmly believe there needs to be a balance between sitting and playing video games and getting exercise. And that's one thing that he also is in. He's on football, baseball, soccer, just wrestling, just to keep him active. But you have to keep your body active, just like you have to keep your mind active. So there is a real need out there for educational video games. They help with young children. They help with people who have special needs. It helps all around. But they also can be destructive. They can, just the strict shooters and the violent video games, which, while I do as an adult do play, there is no educational for young kids. Now, I can see where maybe military can use the games, some of those types of games, for training purposes. Also for training for drone pilots and that kind of thing. It's education in a different way. So, that being said, a couple examples that I have of educational games is one article that I got from the New York University. Basically, is saying that math games, games in general, can be beneficial to children if it's taught the right way. For example, if you put a kid on a game and he just plays the computer, just plays himself, he's less likely to learn it than if you put them up against somebody. Whether it be an online game or someone sitting beside them, the competition in the game sparks learning. It boosts their motivation to learn. They want to learn more. And it helps with the competitive, healthy competition. Another example that I found was from Mark Griffiths, who is a professor at the Netherlands University. And he is basically saying that in his research that video games have helped special needs groups, people with severe disabilities. Games have been able to teach them how to do basic functions, speech impediments, and help with their speech impediments, and they've been able to make responses and then translate those responses into a computer to where they have automatic recordings of what they need to say, what they need to do. And that's all coming from video games. When people think of video games, they think, first-person shooters or sports games, but there's so much more out there than that. So that was, especially the special needs, really interests me when I can see, this is what we need to do. Just imagine all the people that could be helped with learning things over, if you've been in a car accident, something, and that instead of, you have to go through the physical therapy, but you also have to, the mental therapy, and something that sparks your interest, something, you're always going to do better when it sparks your interest. So that, that was very, very interesting to me. They also, in the field that I'm going into is design and app development and stuff. That's something that, and I'm gonna, regardless of how old you get, you grew up on something, you're going to continue to do it. I turned 40 this year and I still play video games, and I still see the need for education. And it's one thing, developing apps, developing games to help young minds grow is something that interests me very much. And it's something that I hope that in the future, we're able to do better as a community. We're one of the greatest nations in the world, and there's always need to improve our educational process. So that's the reason why I do believe we need to work on more of the let's not build more first-person shooters. Yeah, they're fun to play. Even sports, I love sports games. They're fun to play. But maybe let's put some educational games out there to help people learn basic skills. Basic skills that are out there that everybody needs to know. So that's my presentation on why I believe there is an educational benefit to video games. Again, my name is TMFoughty. This is for COMM 218 for the University of Phoenix. Thank you for your time.